People have long known about what is today known as the Santa Elina Rock Shelter site, due to its thousands of prehistoric rock drawings and paintings. However, it was not until 1985 when archaeologists and other scientists began to study the site extensively. The site is located in the Mato Grosso state in central Brazil, next to the Serra ha Araras and an alluvial plain. After the archaeological work began, it was established that the area of prehistoric occupation was around 3 to 4 meters wide and 20 meters long. The surface of the rectangular area sloped downwards and was hemmed in by 2 limestone walls. Eventually, in around 1995, archaeologists dug up 3 triangular and teardrop-shaped giant sloth bones, with holes in them, that appeared to be made smooth by human hands. However, it was not until 2023 when scientists did extensive tests on these 3 bones and concluded that they were almost certainly modified by human hands into artifacts of some sort. Having been dug up from layers of soil dating to between 25,000 to 27,000 years ago, they are the oldest known artifacts from the Americas found so far. They are also the only known artifacts found to have been made from Glossotherium, a species of giant sloth which became extinct around 8,700 years ago. The artifacts were found buried alongside lots of osteoderms, which are bony plates that once were embedded within the skins and under the furs of giant sloths, functioning in a similar way to the bony plates of modern armadillos. While standing upright to reach high branches on trees, Glossotherium would have stood over 3 to 4 meters tall. Rounding out this height was a massive weight of around 3,000 pounds. While this may sound enormous, Glossotherium was actually one of the smaller kinds of giant sloth, as the largest types were so large that the shelters they created using their claws were big enough for humans to walk through. Altogether, ground sloths were some of the largest creatures ever to reside in South America. Though they were of imposing stature with fearsomely long claws, giant sloths were plant eaters who used their claws for digging. Therefore, the humans of the time likely did not view them as a threat. The researchers of the site think that giant sloths and humans almost certainly lived alongside each other near the rock shelter. The archaeological site itself also has more than 1,000 illustrations of animals and human-looking figures on the rocks and walls of the rock shelter. The age of the art is not known with certainty, but has been estimated to be around 10,000 years old. Many of the human figures appear to be male, and are adorned with ornaments, and the animals seem to consist of deer, monkeys, and tapir. Additionally, since digging at the site began in 1985, hundreds of stone tools and flakes from a wide range of rock types have been dug up. Flakes are what archaeologists call the shards of rock that break away and fall to the ground during the production of stone points. Wary of the fact that the artifacts made from the giant sloth bones could be explained away as having been created by naturally occurring geological processes, the researchers performed experiments on the fossilized osteoderms of giant sloths found at the site, as well as osteoderms of modern armadillos, and came to the conclusion that the microscopic marks found on the artifacts had to have been made by human activity before fossilization occurred. Using magnification and imaging technology, the researchers were able to analyze the polished appearance of the artifacts with precision. They concluded that the state of the artifacts were consistent with having been modified with stone tools, and having undergone intentional smoothing and polishing, coupled with multi-directional scratching. The hole where a string was presumably put through to allow the artifact to be worn also has wear marks that are consistent with the typical modifying forces that a necklace string or other material would create. The researchers performed tests that showed that even after only a few months of heavy use, artifacts made from bone and stone that are suspended from strings and attached to human bodies can quickly become deformed and broken. The main takeaway from the analysis was that the 3 artifacts were too perfectly shaped and polished to have been created by natural processes, including processes brought about by animals. In order to get an estimated age range of the rare artifacts without damaging them, the team of researchers dated material found near the artifacts, such as dirt, charcoal, and other unmodified giant sloth bones. Astonishingly, another artifact with a similar shape, in this instance made from a deer tooth, was discovered in Denisova Cave located in Siberia, Russia. Not only were researchers able to assign a very ancient age to this artifact, but they were also able to extract ancient human DNA from it to such precision that they deduced the gender of the person who likely wore it. They achieved this with a revolutionary new drilling and extraction method. Due to the priceless nature of the artifacts from Brazil made from giant sloth bone, researchers are hesitant to subject them to this newly invented DNA extraction method, as they first want to ensure that they are in a robust enough state of preservation to survive such a procedure. Though the Brazilian artifacts were discovered in the 1990s, the new studies conducted in the past year are the first to analyze them thoroughly. This thorough analysis concluded that humans did not find giant sloth bones that were already thousands of years old and then modified them into artifacts. An international team of researchers from Brazil, France, and the US concluded that the giant sloth bones had been modified by human hands either a few days to a few years after the animal had died, and well before the bones had become fossilized. This same team was also able to conclude that natural geological processes did not create the shapes and textures of the teardrop and triangular-shaped giant sloth bones. Animal bones modified into artifacts are common in the archaeological record of the Paleolithic era worldwide. However, in South America, for reasons still unclear, findings such as these are very rare. From all of their research, scientists were able to piece together a story explaining how the 3 artifacts may have come to be. One day, the prehistoric inhabitants of Mato Grosso entered the Santa Elina Rock Shelter for rest, and realized that strewn all over the ground were giant sloth osteoderms. They eventually began to use their various stone tools to modify the osteoderms into personal ornaments to be worn around their necks with strings. They then wore the bones around their necks the entire time they lived in the shelter. Eventually, over time, the inhabitants either lost or threw away the bone ornaments while resting in the shelter. Despite this educated guesswork, the researchers acknowledged the possibility that the osteoderms could have been transported to the shelter from another location. The 3 artifacts have morphologies that differ widely from each other, which suggests that different tools and techniques may have been used in the creation of each of them. The rarity of the artifacts in the archaeological time period of the last glacial maximum in South America is in stark contrast to the thousands of osteoderms that have been found in the rock shelter. This strongly suggests that these artifacts were highly prized possessions, and their presence among so many osteoderms indicates that they were either unintentionally abandoned or were intentionally thrown away, due to having sustained irreparable damage from normal wear and tear. Artifacts like these likely traveled at all times with their wandering owners, and never would have been left behind intact intentionally. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed my documentary, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/World Chronicles.